escaping the shadows. I know it's hard to put one foot in front of the other.
Hi guys, CeeChronicles here, back again with another fragrance video. If you're new on this channel, that is what I post, mostly fragrance reviews, and if you love those, please consider subscribing and joining the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much for the continued support. This is not a sponsored channel, guys, so I would appreciate it if you do not skip through ads. I also created a PayPal donate link for anyone who would like to contribute towards the purchases of fragrances on this channel, and that link is at the top of my page just below my photograph. Today I have inspirations that perform better than what they're going for, right? Number one is going to be Zara's Feels at Nightfall. Now, if you love your Zadig and Voltaire, this is her. You will know that this fragrance, guys, draws inspiration from that. And look at where my fragrance is. This fragrance, guys, is a whipped cream, chestnut, floral, woody, lactonic scent that is pushy. In fact, when it comes to this, the opposite of what I did with my other video there, where I was talking about inspirations that fall short of matching the original, is what I would do with this. This is an inspiration that I would rather buy the original, guys, because this is really pushy, possibly one of the most long-lasting from Zara, and it's here as a recommendation, guys. Feels at Nightfall is the first one on the lineup. Next up, guys, is going to be Static Le Parfum. I have a problem with this DNA. I do not like this DNA. Oh, and if I didn't mention, the fragrances that I'm showing you here, I do have originals of. I just decided not to bring the original side by side because this is not a save or splurge or whatever. So I do have the original of this fragrance, which is that Elisab Le Parfum. African orange flower, honey. This interprets exactly the same as that Le Parfum. I can hardly tell them apart. The only difference is this one projects. Okay, now am I saying the Le Parfum doesn't project? No, I'm not saying the Le Parfum doesn't project, but the Le Parfum has got this thing where it performs better on me on my skin than it does on the clothing. Now this one has got no skin thing, clothing thing. It just is a fragrance that's going to speak there. Unfortunately, both of them are not my favorites, but I had to clue you up in case you are one of those people that is looking for an inspiration that nails it and is going to have the performance to match. This is from the House of Paris Corners Pandora line, and this is Static Le Parfum. Next up, guys, is Swiss Arabian's Royal Mystery. If you follow this channel and you follow some of my unboxings, you will know that 2 years ago I did buy my English Pear and Freesia. In as much as there had been rumors, that even passed through my ears that this thing was like English Pear and Freesia. There were so many conflicted kind of views about that. Until one day I thought, no, I'm just going to blind buy it. I remember I had a little bit of some change on my card, and I said, I'm just going to blind buy it and see. Guys, if you love that English Pear and Freesia. Now, I'm not saying English Pear and Freesia from Jo Malone is weak. I think it's also one of those strong ones from Jo Malone, but this one takes it up a notch. If you love that DNA, this one's going to satisfy you. This one has got the oomph, it's got the sweetness, it's got the longevity, it's got the projection, and it lasts till the next wash. So, Royal Mystery from the House of Swiss Arabia, sitting on number 3. And then we have Narcotic Flower from Maison Alhambra. Unfortunately, this fragrance, I don't know whether it was discontinued or they are repackaging it or what. This one is in the same vein as Fleur Narcotique. You can see even the bottle and everything. And Fleur Narcotique I do have. I actually do have 2 vials of Fleur Narcotique, which I bought in my discovery sets. And I was shocked, guys, when I smelled those, because it was just as if I was smelling this, and this gets better with time. It's a DNA that I'm not going to come here and lie to you and say is very strong or loud. It's just a beautiful feminine DNA that makes you smell clean. Okay, it's going to wrap you up in this cleanness the whole day, this freshness the whole day. A rose, a light, airy style of fragrance, but it's surprising how they nailed that Fleur Narcotique DNA in this. So it's definitely one that I thought I should drop here for those who are looking at maybe, getting something that smells like that Fleur Narcotique at an affordable price, guys. It's from the house of Maison Alhambra and it's narcotic flower. Number 5, guys, is going to be Evoke, a fragrance from Ajmal for her that smells a lot like that Gris Dior. I remember a couple of months ago when I came here and I had bought a Maison Alhambra Greasy, and I told you a little story about how I got to buy that one. I was in a store and there was a lady that just reeked of that fragrance in a good way, and I asked her what she was smelling of and she said, Gris Dior, right? And while I was doing my shopping, obviously online, I went on the Dior website, and that was a very expensive fragrance for me. But because, when you Google, I then noticed that Google was now recommending me the Maison Alhambra Greasy one, and then I searched for it, I bought that one, right? Loved that fragrance a lot, and I came and I raved about it. But when I was here raving about that Greasy, I was telling you that it's a little bit too powdery for me, but I like it. And you guys said try the Evoke Her by Ajmal, and you guys won't believe what you did for me when you suggested that. I love this fragrance. I do have the real thing in a miniature size, and I've tried it side by side with this, guys. All I can say is this is a good fragrance. It's mossy, it's got the patchouli, and I think it's that moss and the patchouli that gives it a beast performance to an extent of outperforming the original. So this is certainly a fragrance that I would say, guys, if you love that Gris Dior DNA, try this one, guys. You won't be missing much. It's the 5th one on the lineup. And then, of course, we have Rose 01, a fragrance that I've had in my collection for a while, but it's a fragrance that, I would rather use some of the inspirations that I have in place of this one. This one smells a lot like Delina, but it is one that I've always said feels like a concentrated oil version of that, but performing like a perfume. Because if I just say concentrated oil, a lot of you guys will say, well, oils don't project, and you're right. Now, this projects. This one thing is a beast. It lasts for days on clothing. So this, if you love that DNA, that Delina DNA, guys, and you are saying, I want a fragrance that's going to match, outperform, because the Delina DNA in itself is strong. If you want a fragrance that's going to outperform that, to prove to you that there can be DNAs that even outperform the strongest DNAs, this is it for you guys. From the house of Swiss Arabian, this is Rose 01. Next up, guys, is Lattafa Eclair, fragrance that does have a lot in common with that Bianco Latte, and I did try them side by side. But what I can say for this one is to be on the lookout for a fragrance that actually might do more, because this is still in its stages of maceration, at least to my, to my nose, because I haven't had this one for 2 months. So it's just a fragrance that I think is going to concentrate even more in that honey, in that milk, in that caramel, and will potentially outperform, that Bianco Latte. So it's definitely one fragrance that I felt is befitting to be on this lineup, a fragrance that nails what it's going for. It's Eclair from the house of Lattafa. Next up, guys, is from the house of Keali, and this is La First Burning Cherry. And honestly speaking, I am one of those people that are tired of the Tom Ford Lost Cherry DNA, but I had to give this fragrance its flowers in terms of the lasting power. If you are looking for that Tom Ford Lost Cherry DNA that's going to have that beast performance, then this one is a fragrance that I can recommend. I think the addition of the Gaiac woods in this, because most of the notes are identical except for those Gaiac woods. I think it is that use of the Gaiac woods that gives this one a little bit of a staying power there, because if you have Lost Cherry, you will know that a lot of people have complained that it falls short there in terms of lasting power. So this is definitely one that I would recommend. Mine is still full because I do have the original Lost Cherry, so I don't really see the need to use this one a lot. And I do have other inspirations like that cherry smoothie, and it was one of those DNAs that I fell in love with, and then it just became too much of a good thing and I just let it sit there. But I'll definitely recommend this one as an affordable alternative that nails the DNA that it's going for. Number 9, guys, is going to be Al Dana from the Niche Emirati collection of Lattafa. This, guys, if you love your Hasibat, this is going to give you that and more. This is pushy, this is loud, this is aromatic, this is herbal, this is green, this is spicy, this is woodsy, and it lasts lasts a couple of washes, no doubt. So this is definitely a fragrance that's befitting for this list, as having that DNA that matches or to an extent outperforms what it's going for, guys. So this is Aldana from the house of Latafa. And then on number 10, guys, I'm just going to show you these two. These fragrances, just by the bottles, you'll know that they're going for that Angel Shea DNA. And Angel Shea is one that I have in its original formulation as well as in the inspirations. And I can say either one of these are not going to disappoint you. In fact, I've seen a lot of other inspirations for that Angel Shea, so I'm not sure whether it is just one of those easy DNAs to replicate or what, because most recently I came across an Amber one, smelled a lot like that. I came across, there's another Fragrance World one that smells a lot like that. There's another one from Alwatania and also from Paris Corner, but I just decided to pull these two for those who may be looking for that Angel Shea smell alike with the performance to match as honorable mentions. So these are both number 10, one being from the house of Lafayette and it's called Intoxicate, and the other one being from Fragrance World and it's called Cocktail Intense. So that's a wrap, guys. Those are fragrances within my collection that I feel outperform or nail what they're going for, at least to my nose. You know, you won't be disappointed, and they're the sort of fragrances that I'll say, if you can save your money, because they do take those DNAs and they represent them to the T. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we're going to discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications on this channel. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.